I just set people off from La Push, Washington on the 2024 Cross Washington Grand Depart, or XWA, which really got me thinking maybe an interesting video would be to talk about what does it take to ride further. I'm going to go through 6 tips to help you ride further, whatever further may be for you. So a common cycling goal for a long ride is 100 miles or a century or a big day. But your goals may be different. 30 miles may be a long ride. 300 miles may be your goal. Tip number 1, don't go off too hard. Anytime you're trying to go far, whether it's a training ride or an event or a group ride, it's very easy to take off at the beginning, feeling fantastic and pushing the effort. When you're pushing distance, you need to really manage your effort. You only have so many matches you can burn, and you can't get those matches back. Try and keep your heart rate in zone 2. That's really a moderate effort, conversational pace. If you can talk, you're probably doing all right. If you're doing an event, it's very easy to get caught up in the excitement at the start, hang with the fast group, and then burn out and really struggle to finish. Keep it under control until you know you can make it to the end. Then if you have any matches left, feel free to burn those at the end. Tip number 2, it's around nutrition. Making sure you take on enough calories to keep the energy going for your long ride. Now this is an area that I continue to struggle with. I don't get hungry, I fall behind on my nutrition. The next thing you know, I start dragging. The golden rule is 1 gram of carbs for every kilogram of body weight. So if you weigh 80 kilograms, you should be eating 80 grams of carbs every hour. You know, you can train your body to consume more, up to 2 grams of carbs per kilogram. But I think that's way overkill. Ultimately, what matters is that you just pay attention to your food intake. Eat something every hour. Better yet, eat a bite every few minutes. If you do that, it will really go a long ways towards avoiding the dreaded bonk. Something that really helps is getting calories in your bottle. So you should be drinking a bottle of water roughly every hour. And if you have fuel in your bottle, then it makes it that much easier to take in some calories. I recommend real foods, a ham and cheese sandwich. One of my favorite indulgences is a Twinkie or a Rice Krispie treat. Those have great calorie to weight ratios. Just figure out what you like. Do you like savory? Do you like sweet? Oftentimes during a long ride, especially during a multi-day bikepacking adventure, those tastes will change. So bring a little bit of everything and make sure you're eating it constantly. I set a reminder on my bike computer. So you can set a reminder every half hour, every hour saying eat. So I use that. I don't clear out the reminder until I actually eat something. It's just a great way to make sure I'm staying on top of it because I get in the zone. Next thing you know, I've been riding for 5 hours and totally forgot to eat anything. So unless you really know your stomach can handle gels, I would steer clear of those. Maybe, 1 or 2 in a long ride. That's about it. I like them towards the end for a quick boost if needed. But yeah, your stomach may rebel and you definitely don't want that on a long ride. One of my favorite discoveries on a bike ride was when I stopped in at a grocery store and in the deli area, they had a bag of like 50 mini corn dogs. That was amazing. I strapped that bag to my aero bars and just munched on those for hours. Every few minutes, just toss a mini corn dog in my mouth and continue on. I never felt so good, never enjoyed eating so much. So whatever it is that works for you, find it and make sure you eat it often. So tip number 3. When you're out doing training rides, it can be pretty hard to push yourself beyond your existing known limits. Riding with others can really help. For one, you can draft behind them. Drafting reduces the amount of energy you need to keep moving, makes it a lot easier. 2, just having some conversation, it'll distract you, and next thing you know, oh, I've ridden so far, I didn't realize it. So having that extra little boost, having someone there who can encourage you when you're struggling, and you can encourage them when they're struggling, just feeding off each other really does help. Next time you go out to try and ride further than you've ridden before, just bring a buddy and join in the camaraderie, the pain, the suffering, whatever it may be, and you'll find you're able to ride just a little bit further. Tip 4, comfort. The farther you ride, the more important your saddle comfort can be. And really, it's beyond saddle. Your hands, your whole body. Everyone says, go get a bike fit. And that is great advice. If you can afford it, if you have a good bike fitter in your area, get a bike fit. That will really help a lot. But otherwise, you're going to have to do some experimentation on your own. Figure out, is a longer, shorter stem, wider bars, narrower bars, different saddles, what's working for you. And finding that perfect saddle shorts combination, that is golden. And there's no shortcut to that. One of my favorite things to tell people to do when they're trying to figure out the right saddle is go for a long, hard ride. Ignore my advice about not going out too hard. Do whatever you want. Ride is the farthest and hardest you've ever done, until you collapse. Then go out and do it again the next day. The next day you'll have no power. You'll be exhausted. You'll barely be able to pedal, and as a result, you will sit on your saddle like you've never sat on it before. You'll put a whole lot of extra weight on it. If you finish day 2 comfortable, you probably have a decent saddle short combination. If you're really struggling, you may have to put in some work there. Not all bikes are created equal as well. So if you're looking to go do a century ride, let's say, and you're on a cross bike or a road race bike or a gravel bike, they're all going to ride quite different. So understand that it may be that your body won't react well to the bike you have. And that's where bike fitting can come in. Or, it's always an opportunity for N+1, right? Yeah, that's a little pricey and dramatic of a solution, but always an option. And if you're not riding clipless pedals, consider it. Clipless pedals really do allow you to be more efficient pedaling. Now, the platform pedal enthusiasts, the purists, they'll tell you they can do just as well on platforms. And, to some extent that may be true. But being able to keep your feet attached, pedal through the stroke, pull back, lift up, it just adds that little bit more, uses a bit more of your muscles, and makes it just that much more comfortable, that much easier to ride further. And I didn't know where to put this one. I put it under comfort, but clothing. Tight-fitting aero clothing. Yes, you look like a cyclist, but cyclists wear it for a reason. It's aerodynamic and you go faster. The less aerodynamic drag you have, the further you can go. Tip number 5, training. So all this is well and good, but there's no shortcut to fitness. If you're trying to ride further, you have to train. You have to ride more. Now, if you're trying to get to that century mark, that's just a good example. You're going to want to ride every week a little bit more. But don't just focus on that one ride. Don't focus on your Saturday ride that you're going out and go, well, I did 30 today, then next week 35. That's a general good progression, is 5 miles a week. But if you're only riding that one day a week, your progression will be very slow and painful. Try to ride 3, maybe even 4 times a week, and focus on your weekly average, getting that up. So if you're trying to get to 100 miles and you're currently riding 30 miles a week, you'll go 40 miles a week, 50 miles a week, and augment that with your one big ride every week where you're increasing it by 5 miles or so. But keep in mind, all your other rides during the week, increase those. Scale everything up and you'll get up to your goal much, much faster. I recommend putting your big day on a Saturday, depending on your work schedule. If you're a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 kind of person. Saturday, put in your big ride. Then you have Sunday, you can put in a shorter recovery ride. Monday, take that off. Tuesday, go ride 20, 30 miles, depending on where your goals are. And Wednesday, take that day off, or better yet, do some strength training, stretching, some yoga, things like that on Wednesday. Then Thursday, get out, do another short ride. And then Friday, take that off. Saturday, repeat. So that will really get your body to adapt and increase strength and endurance very quickly. All right, tip 6. Now, it wasn't intentional, but I saved the most important for last. Rest. Rest is super critical. Rest is when your body builds muscle. It's when it recovers. It repairs all the damage you did to it during your ride. If you just ride every day, you're going to wear your body out. There will be no recovery. So take some time off. So you should allow for a couple days a week for rest days. And it's not just, go easy. It's get off the bike. Don't do anything particularly strenuous. Don't use that as the day to go do that major landscaping project. Your body needs time to recover. In addition to rest days, is it critical to take sleep? Really try to get 8 hours of sleep, not just time in bed, but sleep. If you can do that, your body will recover much better. Each day you'll wake up more refreshed, ready to do it again. So if you want a good challenge to kind of push your limits and ride further, check out this video here talking about my birthday challenge, where every year I ride 3 times my age in mileage.